cause of his death still unconfirmed, but we have the recent allegations that his name was raised at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry into high-level corruption. And this happened just days before his death. And while French media reports saying that this is most likely a suicide after what was described as worrying messages to his wife, I think it's absolutely natural for South Africans to ask, but is that all it is? Because what happened, what was revealed at the Madlanga Commission is that the KZN Police Commissioner, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, testifying that in 2011, Nathi Mthethwa, when he was police minister, interfered in the corruption case against Richard Mdluli. Mdluli at the time was the former crime intelligence boss who was accused of misusing the police's secret slush fund. I'm joined now on the line by Orrin Singh, eyewitness news reporter who has been covering the Madlanga Commission. But what is Eyewitness News currently reporting, Orrin? A little bit more on the circumstances surrounding Nathi Mthethwa's death in Paris, France. Good morning.
Good morning, Lester. Yeah, well, I think at the moment we're leaning on authorities within Paris. They seem to claim that investigations are still ongoing. We heard yesterday, quite late, that officials in Paris are claiming that he had sent his wife a message just sometime after 9 p.m., claiming that he wanted to die by suicide, and that he was meant to attend a cocktail party just prior to that in the afternoon, and he didn't attend, which raised suspicions from his wife. But as things stand, officials within South Africa are still claiming that they are waiting for official briefing by authorities in Paris to give us more information regarding that. Things are still allegations at this moment.
I think it's absolutely natural for South Africans to have suspicious minds, and we take the word at the moment of what the reports are saying. But we also have to draw on the reports that Nathi Mthethwa's name has been mentioned at the Madlanga Commission. How serious were some of those allegations that were leveled against him by the KZN police chief, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi?
Quite serious, Lester, because it speaks to what Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi alleges is happening within crime intelligence at this present moment in time. He claims that in 2011, when he was acting National Police Commissioner, he was trying to pursue those corruption charges both internally in terms of a disciplinary within SAPS, as well as criminal charges in the courts against Richard Mdluli, and that the former head of the Inspector General of South Africa, Inspector General of Intelligence, Advocate Faith Hadebe, who's also in fact herself late, had written a letter to him initially saying that we're not going to pursue criminal charges against Richard Mdluli. And after Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi makes a call to Advocate Hadebe, she says, look, I've changed my mind. Come to my office. I'm going to give you a new letter instructing the NPA to pursue these criminal charges against him. And she gives them this new letter to suggest that they need to go ahead and prosecute Richard Mdluli. And when he's driving, he alleges that he does get a call from the then police minister, Nathi Mthethwa, to come to his office. And he meets Nathi Mthethwa actually not at his office, at his home. And at that meeting, Advocate Faith Hadebe is present. And Nathi Mthethwa accuses Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi of forcing Advocate Faith Hadebe to write that letter to prosecute Richard Mdluli. He claims that that was the worst form of political interference that he has ever witnessed within SAPS. At the time, being the National Police Commissioner, he was in charge of overseeing everything within SAPS, and he claims that this was the worst he'd ever seen. But I think at the end of the day, there remain allegations, and the two people that can speak to those allegations, unfortunately, aren't here anymore.
Yeah. So why this is important, or the tragic loss of Nathi Mthethwa, is that this inquiry is inquisitorial. It's not prosecutorial, because whatever is mentioned, whatever allegation, whatever affidavit or evidence is put forward, the commission then gets a chance to invite, even subpoena, someone who has been implicated, and they then get to give their version of events. And with Nathi Mthethwa no longer around, this then creates a small little gap in what the Commission would want to uncover, Orrin?
Essentially, Lester, I mean, it would be interesting to find out, and I'm sure we will put these questions to the Commission themselves. Had they at any stage reached out to the former Police Minister Nathi Mthethwa after his name was dropped at the Madlanga Commission 2 weeks ago by Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, and what his sort of stance was on whether he would come and testify regarding those allegations. Remember, these things are not necessarily new. Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi had a close to 100-page affidavit, including the annexures, that he gave to the Zondo Commission on State Capture regarding these allegations of political interference within SAPS and the allegations against Nathi Mthethwa. But at the end of the day, it does leave the Commission with a little bit of a void, because the two people that could have spoken to that aspect of Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi's allegations are no longer around, and it essentially creates a bit of a problem for the Commission themselves.
Orrin Singh, Eyewitness News reporter. He continues to report from the Madlanga Commission throughout of today.